Hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, I think everybody's in a little bit of trouble because we've been left to our own devices. We're doing a little bit of a free-for-all.
I love a free-for-all.
There's so much to talk about, honestly, with the webcomics we've been reading and everything else. So we're just kind of excited to have an open chat about everything that's had us excited recently, maybe a little disappointed recently, and just anything we're anticipating in general. So I'm really excited. We don't get to talk this much about it.
I know. So yeah. The first thing that I want to talk about today is Nove.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we all know how obsessed we are with Nove. It is Sylvain and Raziel have been reunited.
Finally.
It has been 2.5 years in real time since we've read a part of the comic where they have been together. Now, it's only been 24 hours in the story, but it has been a very long time for us.
This is the longest 24 hours of my life.
Yeah. So just to kind of catch you up on where we left off is Sylvain and Raziel were at a party. Raziel goes into a kind of hedge maze, and there's a man there with a kind of demon looking thing.
It's kind of like a gargoyle.
Yeah, it's got huge long fangs. It's very creepy. And he ends up getting bitten by this thing, and we don't know what happens to him after that. So Sylvain is trying to find Raziel, figure out what's going on. There's a lot of fighting going on now with Sylvain and the other main characters, just trying to, beat out Hargrave, which is another faction of magical beings. And so we see that Sylvain is now in trouble. He's bleeding out basically, and Hargrave is telling Raziel that he has to drink Sylvain's blood to survive, which is golden. And Sylvain and Raziel, Sylvain is trying to get Raziel to recognize him because Raziel has his mind is altered from being bitten by this thing. He's also the only person who this has happened to who has lived. So if you'll remember, way, way back in the beginning of the story, there was the murder that happened. That's what happened, is he was bitten by this creature and died. So they've been trying to find someone who can withstand this creature, and they finally found that in Raziel. So we'll see where this goes. Sylvain has just kissed Raziel to try and get him to recognize him, and that's where we leave off right now. I love this story so much. They are so cute, and I'm just so happy they're together again.
I know that the creators, Kaiju Bean, have said, they're it's a love story, please just stick with it. And I am just desperate for more of them together.
I feel like the payoff is gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna be great. And I mean, honestly, the art, oh my gosh.
It's just gorgeous.
The entirety of the series, I literally, I feel like every time I read the episodes and catch up with where we're at, I want to go back and just start rereading the whole thing.
I know. I love it.
It's so good. Okay, so I'm forcing you to listen to this one. Aesop's Romance. It is K-drama perfection. I love this series. I can't talk about what happens in the episodes because I literally just paid for all of the fast passes to be as caught up as possible. So sorry to my husband and everybody else. I'm just forcing everyone to listen to my spiel. But I can talk about where the webcomic is up to for everybody else. And let me tell you, it has gotten extremely interesting because Aesop now is no stranger to how he feels about Mingyang. And so now he's just trying to find the ways for them to be closer together. But it's super awkward because she's still assuming that he hates her. He has straight up told her before. He's I will never like you. I will make you leave as my assistant. I'll be terrible to you. And now they're starting to form this camaraderie. And it's almost like she's super hesitant to like recognize that they're working well together because she's like, oh my God, he's just going to do something shitty later on. So at this point, they've had like quite a few different connections where she's starting to see him as like a person, and she's still hesitant to like accept that he's normal. But meanwhile, they've been working a bunch of overtime together because they're working on this huge merger and acquisition project. It's taking them forever. And so they've had a bunch of late nights, and Aesop is just thinking to himself, like, I wish that we could be doing this merger and acquisition together for the rest of forever, because then I just get to spend more time with her. Mm-hmm. So anyways, they end up getting like a long weekend break for a holiday. And he asks Ming-Yang what she's doing. And she goes, oh, I go and like on the holiday breaks or whatever, I help out my mom at her restaurant. And in a super creepy way, Aesop looks up and does like a bunch of searching to find out what restaurant is owned by her mom. And then decides to show up to this little podunk town in like all of his luxury loungewear and like a mask and a hat and everything to keep himself hidden, which only makes him stand out even more. And so Ming-Yang ends up seeing him and like pulling him aside to be like, what are you doing here? And you find out he was basically just fueled by jealousy at the thought of her best friend's brother also being there to help work at the restaurant. And he's like, well, if they're going to be in close proximity, so am I. I love him so much. He's like a bratty little baby, and he's my favorite.
The web sleuthing. I love it.
Know. Oh my gosh, the way that he show him, he like looks at his phone and he's like, no, I'm gonna put it down. And then he like keeps opening his eyes and like looking. He's like, okay, I'll just find out where it is. And then he's just like there. It's like he blacked out and just showed up. I love him. I love them. I want them to be together forever and ever. And that is my spiel.
A spiel that I have heard
several times.
Several times.
And I don't apologize.
You don't have to. It's fine.
I know.
I want to read this one, but I almost feel like I don't have to. Because
you have to.
But you just explain everything to me. I can visualize it. Just don't do the voices.
Okay. Wait, I could do the voices.
No voices. So, something else that I think we both were very excited about. Painter of the Night released 2 epilogue episodes, and they were beautiful.
I don't think I've ever dialed a phone faster in my life. I saw that episode came up. I had actual real life tears streaming down my real life cheeks while I was dialing your phone number on speed dial.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a very exciting day for both of us.
I know, I was like, Painter of the Night came out with a new episode, and you like gasped.
Yeah, I really did. It's just, and it's so beautiful.
Okay, it was such a surprise to me, right?
Yeah.
So literally, I saw it on Leeson. And I just like, I logged in. I was like, oh, what are the daily releases? And then it said Painter of the Night. And I was like, Painter of the Night. I love it. And then I clicked on it just to be like funny. And then I saw an episode and like actually like could not contain myself. I like almost danced around the room. The live read was very nice.
Yes.
Very cathartic.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, basically it only came back for those 2 epilogue episodes. And I'm like, you could do 75 billion and I would read them all.
I want to see them at the grocery store.
I don't know that they have
An ancient grocery store.
An ancient grocery store. You mean like the market?
Yeah. I want to see them at the market.
We've already seen them at the market.
Well, I want to see them again.
I will say, all this did was bring up to me that there are so many stories that are completed that I wish had even more epilogue episodes.
Yes, me too.
So if any creators are out there listening, I could definitely do some surprise epilogue episodes for Pearl Boy.
Yes. Secondo Piatto?
Yeah, 100%. I'm just trying to think, like, literally all of them, any of them that we've ever read, even like No Moral, even though it's not over yet. We need to make sure that they do all of the epilogue or like end of story episodes.
Yeah, they do have epilogue and side story. I want them all.
I want it all. I'm just saying. And I'm also not going to lie. Like, I know that I bitch and moan about Finding Camellia, but like there were some afterwards chapters in the novel. And if they don't do those justice, you best believe I'm using this platform to bitch about it.
I would expect nothing less.
I mean, nobody should at this point. This is just who I am. Okay, so speaking of bitching, I finally read High Society on Manta. And let me tell you, this red flag, Cesare Bonaparte, is gonna fucking ruin my life. He could do anything and everything he wants, and I would just say he's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
To the point. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know what High Society is about, High Society is a story that revolves around our main character. She is extremely poor. She shines shoes. She's basically managed by this local just pimp, but not even for any nefarious reasons other than I'm going to bring you into my shoe shining organization and you're going to do what the fuck I say and give me your money. And essentially she's trying not to pay her dues because she's trying to escape. And he catches on to this and he's like trying to like really hammer down on her that like, you can't go anywhere. I own you. Mm-hmm. So anyways, she's in the town square and she's shining shoes one day. And who shows up but Cesare Bonaparte, who is like the most eligible bachelor. And he is engaged to like this duchess of a nearby kingdom. And, you know, in the papers, it's a storybook romance, how, you know, the duchess has been in love with him for so long and they're fated to be together. And she looks up and it's Cesare and he's like, yeah, fuck that. That's not true at all. Like, I just need to make my plan happen and then we're good to go. So Cesare has this nefarious plan to essentially find a girl who looks exactly like him and sell her off to the brother of this family so that he doesn't have to marry into their family. Mm-hmm. There's apparently been like an agreement between the families long standing that they would marry into each other's families. So it's like the only way to work around it is like, okay, if I can convince everybody that I have a long lost sister, then I can sell her off and then I don't have to get married and I can keep being the eligible bachelor that I am and fuck all the women and do all the stuff that I want.
Oh my gosh.
So this girl realizes that like they have similar tinted hair, they do have similar attributes, like their eye color and everything is the same. And so she essentially is like, use me. Like, you can use me to do all of this plan or whatever. And he's like, you would have to actually be pretty. Like, he's just being shitty.
Oh my gosh.
And she like takes her hair down and everything like that. And he's like, okay, fine. Like, be at my manor and we'll fix you up or whatever. Essentially, he puts her through all of this grueling process. She ends up getting this attendant who's supposed to help teach her all of her, you know, manners and everything else on how to be a duchess in like a very short amount of time. And she's picking everything up really, really quickly, which is for some reason taken very poorly. Like they're like, no, there's no way that you could think you fit in with society this quickly. And so in an effort to try to like hinder her progress, they end up giving her like shoes that are 2 sizes too small. And she has to walk around the entire day in them, but she's not complaining. Like, she has food, she has a bed. It's like everything that she's wanted. So meanwhile, you see Cesare basically just talking about her like an object. He's like, yeah, I think the brother will want to fuck her. Like, I would fuck her too if she wasn't my sister. But like, I guess that's what she is now. So whatever. And essentially, like, they start getting these weird interactions together because like she takes off her like shoes at this fountain when nobody's looking because her feet are killing her and they're bloody and blistered. And her maid ends up leaving to go and try to get her new shoes and help and everything else. And these noblemen end up coming up to her and like trying to cause some problems, essentially being like, oh, well, you're not with the party, so you must be a harlot. Like, we'll have our fun with you, whatever. And Cesare ends up like picking her up and being like, who would dare be mean to my sister? And she, like, he kisses her on the forehead and she kisses him on the cheek. And he's just like, yeah, she's pretty hot. So, like, he takes her back to the castle. And then he basically throws her on the ground. He's like, never make a scene like that again, and steps on her feet.
Oh, my gosh.
So, I'm just saying, I love him. I can't explain it. Like, there's no rhyme or reason as to why he's perfect. But I know for a fact, if I love Betrayal of Dignity, like Cesare and Damien, they could duke it out. And to be honest, I don't know. Cesare might win at being the bigger red flag. I don't know if that's the competition you want to win.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, maybe. For me, I'm like, I don't know, maybe. You know, he's got the beauty mark and all. He can do whatever he wants.
I haven't read this one yet, but I did just look up a picture of them, and they do look really good together. They both have the jewel-toned hair, and, I mean, it looks beautiful. I'm definitely going to have to read it.
Yeah, the art is fun, and honestly, it's a very different premise. I'm, like, very curious because, again, it kind of tiptoes those lines of, like, it's really fucking gross to me how everyone incorporates the incest and, like, the grooming. I hate that shit. I know that they're, like, grown adults in this one, so at least that's not a worry in my mind. But I'm like, okay, if you're, like, trying to go about everything like your brother and sister, it's a fine fucking line to be treading there, my friends. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to keep reading it.
Yeah, definitely keep reading it.
Yeah, that's just where I'm at, personally.
So I also started a new series. I started My Sweet Dear, which is about two chefs. It's an enemies to lovers, and it's great.
I mean, you had me sold.
Yeah.
A boy love, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I love this one. It's about Do-gun Yoon and Jung-woo Choi. So Do-gun is the head chef of this restaurant called Laura, and he is just going about his life. He's, like, won a cooking competition, and that's how he got his, like, big break to be the head chef at this restaurant. But he and the owner of the restaurant, like, kind of worked on this together. They went in on this restaurant together. So he's, like, a beautiful man. Everyone loves him. People come to the restaurant and want to take pictures with him.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's just so beautiful, and he does not like that. He's like, I want to be known for my food. I don't want to be known for being beautiful. This is, like, not what I want. And he's also upset because he sees, like, comments online of people saying that his food is boring and that, like, he's just sticking to the one signature dish that he has and, like, doesn't really get creative or do anything new. And he is upset with this, but he's kind of like, you know, I'm doing what I'm good at, so I'm going to keep doing it. So then we meet Jung-woo Choi. He is completely opposite. This is also an opposites attract.
Gotcha.
Like, throw in a grumpy sunshine.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just perfect.
I mean, did they write this and say, Dear Alex?
Dear Alex, please read this. So Jung-woo is also a chef. We see him at the beginning. He's talking to someone we don't know, but he's talking about money. He's like, I've paid off all the money. Like, don't talk to me again.
What is with all of these series and there always being, like, this huge debt?
There's a huge debt, and here's the thing. It's always a parent's debt that the child has to take on, and that's the case here. So we find out later that Jung-woo has taken on his father's debt once his father dies.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. He lived in Spain for a while and was a chef in Spain, and he has just come back to Korea.
The food in Spain?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. So he's, like, completely opposite of Do-gun. He is very creative. He can recreate a meal after just having it one time. He has, like, a photographic memory, but for food specifically. So he goes into the restaurant and he says, he orders the special. And then he says, I want to meet the chef. Like, I need to speak to the chef. So they go and they bring him out, and he, like, takes his fork and holds the meat up and goes, say ah. It's so funny. And Do-gun is like, what the fuck?
Have you seen these video trends that people are doing recently where, like, they're sitting there and they bite, like, super seductively off of the fork, and then they turn the camera and the person on the other end who gave them the bite is, like, mortified?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
I got you.
So then we kind of cut to later, and we see that Laura is talking to Do-gun, and she gives him an assignment to, like, go to other restaurants to try and get inspired and try new food and just kind of, you know, like, expand his horizons a little bit. So he's off doing that. While he's doing that, he gets a call from one of the restaurant workers, Jae-yoon. And Jae-yoon is like, this random guy walked back into the restaurant and he started cooking. So Dogun immediately goes back to the restaurant and he finds Jungwoo there, like cooking his signature dish. And he throws it in the garbage. He's like, get out of here with that.
Bitch.
So they both end up going to Laura's office. In Laura's office, you find out that she has decided that Dogun is no longer automatically the head chef of this restaurant. And Dogun and Jungwoo are going to have to compete to see who will be the head chef of this restaurant now. So they each have to make a unique dish. They have a month to create it. It has to be brand new.
Oh my gosh.
And then whoever wins that competition will be the head chef of the restaurant. So we kind of see them start to interact with each other because they're both trying to cook now. Like, they're both co-heads of the restaurant at this point.
That's a terrible decision.
Dogun is, like, not about this at all.
Yeah.
So they're both trying to cook, and we, like, throughout the story, we see that Dogun doesn't like to be touched at all. And we find out that he has a phobia of being touched. But when Jungwoo touches him, he does not have this, like, phobia. Like, Jungwoo put his arm around him and he didn't, like, freak out like he normally does with anyone else. So he's kind of trying to figure out, like, why that is, what's going on. And you see a lot of their history. Like, Jungwoo has a dream about a boy that fed him when he was young. Like, he was basically a child who, like, was living on the street at this point. Mm-hmm. And there was another boy who, like, was trying to cook and said, hey, I want you to try my food. Will you try this, please? And so he eats it all. And, you know, that's, like, a memory that he has. I don't want to go into, like, too much detail because it is... I thought it was, like, really good to go in blind and, like, not really know what was going on and trying to, like, piece together everything as you're going through it.
Yeah.
But I love them. They are so cute. I would say they're on par with, like, couple-wise with You Get Me Going.
Oh, my gosh. You know, that's one of my faves.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
I know. So it is so cute. I highly recommend reading this one. There are about 20 episodes right now, so it's not too far along, but it's great.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so before I get too far away from it, obviously with June being Pride Month, there has been that new banner for Webtoon. Mm-hmm. And I had, like, just taken a look through it. There are obviously some series that we've already read through on there because we know our fair share of boy loves and just queer stories in general. Mm-hmm. But I will say that there were a couple that piqued my interest. So there was one story I read, like, one episode of, and I kind of forgot it existed. But it's on the list, and I feel like this is just fate telling me I need to read it.
What is it?
It's called The Not So Shouju Love Story. So shouju is, like, a very stereotypical love story. Like, essentially, the premise of this story specifically, the Not So Shouju Love Story, it's a romance superfan, Ray Chan, ready for her first boyfriend, and she knows just who it will be, the most handsome guy at school. Handsome. But her plans for the perfect love story are derailed when the most popular girl in the class declares herself a rival for Ray's heart. Mm-hmm. And so this year is not when the shouju story begins.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, she has her crush on, like, this super hot guy at school, and it turns out that the super popular girl in school has a crush on her. And so now the super popular girl at school is, like, basically sabotaging any chance of her being with this guy. So she's like, I guess now it's a girl love.
Oh my gosh. It looks super cute, and it's a comedy.
I know. It's a comedy. I will say it's 121 episodes, but it's on hiatus right now because it's end of season. So I'm like, you know what? If there's a time for me to catch up, it's probably right now. And then also another one that's been on my list is Daybreak because it also just looks so freaking cute and I can't handle it. So it's a slice of life. Marcus has a crush, and Cog is completely unprepared for the hijinks that follow. Hopefully, in their efforts to grow close, they can brighten each other's day.
That does sound super cute.
How freaking adorable. I can't even stand it. So, I am so excited. Honestly, I need to take a deeper look into this banner because I'm pretty sure that we would probably love every single story on here.
I think probably.
I mean, that just seems like us. Oh, and also I did start Familiar, which is on this list as well.
Yeah.
Also super cute. And the art style is just so soft and lovely. I will say, I'm really glad that so far on the list, it seems like it's mostly like slice of life and a lot more like fluffy, because I just feel like when you tread those lines of like boy love, there are always so many like really red flag tropes that come along with it.
I think there are more on like Manta and Leeson than there are in Webtoon.
Yeah, probably.
At least that I've found.
Yeah. But I'm like really just wanting to look for those cozy pride reads because I just don't want to get into, I mean, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I read a toxic story with the best of them. But I just feel like I need those like really heartfelt ones right now.
Okay, well then you should read another one that I just started. It's super early on. It's called Check Please.
Okay.
So
is this on Webtoon?
It's on Webtoon.
Okay.
It's actually a physical book that we saw at our local bookstore when we were looking for boyfriends and looking for Lore Olympus.
Yes.
And we saw this one, but they only had the second edition. So I was like, okay, I need to look and see if this is a Webtoon anywhere so that I can find the beginning of this series. Mm-hmm. And I found that it is on Webtoon. So it's not as far along, I think, in the Webtoon as it is in the printed version.
Do you know where it was originally published? Or was it originally print and now it's a webcomic?
I'm wondering if it was originally print and now it's a webcomic, just because there are at least 2 volumes of the physical book, mm-hmm. and there are not that many episodes of the like webcomic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super, super cute. It's like a hockey romance.
Aww.
And it's like 2, hockey stars that fall in love, but mm-hmm. it's like super early on. So it's enemies to lovers too. One of the main characters, he was a figure skater, mm-hmm. and he needed a scholarship to go to school. So he ends up getting a hockey scholarship instead. And he loves to bake. So he's like baking for everyone all the time. And the other main character, he is the captain of the hockey team. So he's like super, super serious about hockey and everything about it. And you find out that like his dad was a really famous hockey player. So he just takes everything so seriously. And so they're just kind of like got that opposites attract again. And it's just super cute. Like they're in college. I love it. I love it so much. He's a vlogger, the figure skater. Mm-hmm. And I just love it. He's like terrified of getting checked. He's really good at skating.
Well, yeah, you don't want to get hit.
Yeah, but anytime. But, like, he refuses to get hit. He, like, ducks and gets out of the way. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's really funny.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, I'm going to have to read it. You had me at hockey romance.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That's why I started reading it.
I will say, so on a reel, I did see one series that I really want to start. And so that's like one of the last things I have to highlight today. But it is a queer story. It is called Here You Are. Here You, like capital letter U, mm-hmm. are. And essentially the description is they say opposites attract, but that couldn't be more true for Hyunwoo and Jaewon. Hyunwoo is chatty and outgoing, while Jaewon speaks in monosyllables and walks around with a perpetual scowl on his face. Although they get off to a rocky start, Hyunwoo eventually learns that beneath Jaewon's reserved exterior lies a very soft heart. Over time, the two begin to fall in love for each other, but will their budding romance be strong enough to withstand all the obstacles thrown in their way? I love a boy love story where their love is super wholesome, mm-hmm. and it's kind of like us against the world. I love it.
I love any story that's us against the world. That is my favorite.
I will say, I mean, now I'm just convincing myself to reread Pearl Boy.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
honestly really upsetting to my husband how quickly we moved past one of the main premises of the story.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's a great story.
It's a beautiful story.
But I would love to read it again, and maybe we will.
Yeah.
We have so much other stuff to read, though.
I know. We say that, but I feel like almost every series that we've started reading right now is on hiatus.
We do have a lot of hiatus right now.
Also, most disappointing is the fact that The Fallen Duke and The Knight Who Hated Him is still on hiatus a year later.
I know. If I had to pick one that is like the one that I want to come back, it would be that one.
Oh my gosh, we just start praying. We're like, hey, it's me.
It's me.
Please.
So I do have one more that I have just started reading that I really like. It's called Hiding Out in an Apocalypse.
Ooh.
It reminds me a little bit of I Was the Final Boss in the sense that the main character just seems like he's going to be a ball of chaos who does whatever he wants.
I mean, it is the apocalypse.
I love it. Yeah. So it's about Gyu Park, and he basically gets onto these online groups and decides that he needs to build a bunker. So he hires a bunch of guys to build this bunker for him. He like gets all of the ammo and all of the guns and everything and hides it in the bunker. And then the apocalypse happens. So he was right. Like, this was a great idea.
Did he bring about the apocalypse?
I don't think so. It's like nuclear war setting of the apocalypse. But basically, like, he was prepared.
How would you know?
His shelter.
I just feel like that's too convenient. You had to have had an inside scoop, sir.
I mean, he might have. I don't know. But look at him.
Oh, yeah. That's my type.
I'm going to love this story.
I mean, my type ranges from anywhere from purple and huge to whatever that guy is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you have any more that you need to talk about?
I mean, Alex, I could talk for forever.
Okay, because I do have one more that I want to highlight.
Okay, I will say, so I did read recently, when I say read, I binged the series called Reunion on Webtoon. I know we read Reunion on Manta. They are very different vibes. So Reunion on Manta, obviously very, like, sad, and also, like, there's a little bit of that mystery because they're trying to like figure out all the pieces while also their love story is blooming, etc. And Reunion on here, I guess, is also a mystery, but more so in the fact that you have two friends who essentially, like, the main female character had moved away from town and the male lead stayed where he was at. And when she moves back as an adult, the neighborhood isn't what she expected it to be. Like, she tries to go on a blind date and she's getting followed home by some really creepy people. And who does she run into while she's trying to get away from these people other than her childhood friend? So she finds like a bunch of peace in that. And he's trying to tell her, like, this is not the same place that you grew up in. Like, you can't be here. And essentially she's like trying to rekindle their friendship. And it's such a similar relationship to how things were before they even left. It's like, oh my gosh, we've spent all this time apart, but we're picking right back up where we left off. And she's just so happy. She's like, this is good chemistry. Maybe this is fate, blah, blah, blah. But there's just something different about him. Like, he's coming home with a bunch of like scars and bruises and cuts. And she's like, I have no idea what he's getting into. And so essentially it's just a love story of trying to figure out like what kind of traumas and things he's going through. And even though he's not the same person he was when we met, is this still the person that I loved back then as well? I loved this story. Like, the entire time I was just like staring longingly at my phone, just wanting them to be together. And I will say, I got a little bit of like catharsis through this because I found out that they're making the spin-off series for it. So essentially, they're taking a spin-off away from all of the romance focus. And now they're kind of focusing more into the male lead's background and like everything that was going on in the background while we were looking at the romance story. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. I think I'll have to check that one out. Just for the mystery alone, I would love it.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good.
So the last thing that I wanted to call out is that Les Normaux is back. Season 2 has started. So we talked about this one previously in our fall reads. And I mean, I just adore this one. The color, it's so unique. It's such like a unique art style, and I just love it so much. So the other exciting thing about this is that there are going to be physical books now.
Take all my money.
Take all my money. So everyone go support this artist, buy the physical books. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful addition to your shelves. I'm definitely going to buy this when I find it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We'll have to like order it into our local bookstore and make sure that it makes it here.
Yeah, I think we will.
I mean, heaven knows I've done that for way too many at this point.
They won't be surprised at all.
I just want everyone to know that the local bookstore knows my husband and my daughter by name.
Yeah.
Because they're there so much. And I am not myself. I'm not referred to as Annie. Are you blank and blank's wife/mother?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying. I mean, it's the same thing as like when you're a kid and you have siblings and they're like, oh, are you blank's sister? And you're like, oh man, I wish I was my own person. Now I'm referred to as like blank's wife and blank's mother. And I was like, wow, this is a new low even for me. But I will order it. I'll order all of the copies.
They probably think you have a wife as well, since I always go in with you.
What do you mean think? They know. Honestly, I'm so happy that we've gotten to talk just in general about everything going on, because there's so many different things that don't necessarily fit in a theme. Like, our reading is just very spastic and all over the place. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to just have those really grounding conversations where I get to talk at you about all the things that really excite me.
Where we just get to say what we're excited about. So much fun.
I know, so much fun. And in no uncertain terms, should I leave off talking about Finding Camellia? I'm just kidding.
I was kind of prepared. I was like, oh, okay.
You were not prepared. Nobody is.
I mean, I can't say I wasn't a little bit expecting it to be on your list today.
You know what? I'll just throw it in there. Read the novel. If you have not read the novel on Manta, it is available, and I love it.
Final question then. Have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah.
You have?
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Okay.
I just like to be upset, apparently. But it's not, like, terrible. It's just not perfect.
Yeah, we know.
Well, on that note, thank you all for joining us today in our raving and rambles. We are super appreciative to have been able to talk to you today and looking forward to talking to you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.